So, Realm of Ink is a new roguelite that has released on Steam in early access. And what we're going to do in this video is go through if I believe it's worth playing or not. And this game it feels quite similar to something like Hades. When you start your run, you will go into a room, there'll be enemies, you defeat the enemies and you go to the next room. Most of the time you are going to get a choice of 2 rooms, and you'll have some that are relatively easy, where you'll just go for something called an ink gem, and some are harder. You can have trials, like for an example you have to defend this like tower thing that's in the middle of the room, and you basically have to hold out for a minute. And your entire goal with this game is to make it through all of the different acts, take down all the bosses, and make it to the end. But it is a roguelite, so if you die at any point, you will go back to the very beginning. And as I said, the game is in early access. At the moment, there are 4 acts that have 8 bosses and the final boss. You have one playable character known as Red the Swordswoman, but there are 9 distinct forms, so basically there are different variants of the main character, and each variant comes with their own attacks. There are 22 ink gem skills, which are basically, like for an example, if you're using keyboard and mouse, because the game does support controllers. Ink gems, if you press Q and E, are going to be special abilities. Like for an example, there's one that gives you a shield, and then it puts down this massive like ring on the floor that deals damage to enemies. So there are 22 of those across 4 different tiers. They go up in rarity from like your common, they go to, I think it's epic or rare, epic, then legendary. And there are 15 ink pets. Ink pets are going to do a small fraction of the damage you deal, and they are going to help you out in combat. But there are 4 different tiers of those, and there are over 40 forms of them. Because some of the ink gems that you get will turn, like basically they will summon an extra ink pet to help you out in battle. There are currently over 130 perks. There's around 50% of the storyline available in the game. There's about 70% of the content and functions of the Fox Inn, which is where you go after you've finished a run. And they've also got endless mode in here if you want a challenge and you want to carry on after defeating the final boss. And then for the full release, they want to add 3 brand new character forms. They want to add more ink gem skills and perks. They want to add more ink pet gameplay mechanics, additional bosses and mechanics. The bosses in this game are fantastic, by the way. But they also want to add more unique environments and interactive structures. They want to increase the difficulty and the combat mechanics. They're going to be adding 2 new chapters and a hidden boss fight, along with more plots and stuff within the game. More special gameplay mechanics and encounters with unique NPCs. Then they want to expand the martial arts system, introducing more diverse combat actions, and they want to enhance the storytelling and reveal the final stage of the first storyline. And with all of that, they plan to stay in early access for about 9 months or so. And right now to buy the game, it's about, I don't know, $18 or something like that. It's about £14. However, they do have a 10% discount for the launch. And when you are in the game, there are lots of different enemy types. There's completely different sort of like realms or biomes. The art style in this game is fantastic. Each new biome you enter feels completely different. And not only that, when you approach a boss fight, you are going to have like a shop basically in the room before the boss fight. That's going to let you buy different foods so that you can replenish health and stuff. There's going to be different abilities you can purchase, which will be things like increasing your critical hit chance, getting extra shield, extra max health. And then you can also improve the rarity of your ink gems. But the way to do that is as you are making progress and you're finding more ink gems, if you decompose them, they will basically give you these shards that you can then put towards the upgrade. And when your run ends, you return to the inn. There are different characters you can speak to. You have the one that will let you change your form, so change your character and the weapon style that you're using. You've also got essentially like a stat tree, I'm going to call it. It's basically going to let you use something called Foxblood to enhance your skills. Like basically give you permanent stat upgrades. So you might get extra health regen, you might get extra health as you enter new rooms, and then you've got like damage multipliers and things like that. And when you're in a run, depending how well you do, the runs can last up to around an hour or so. At the moment, I have not taken down the final boss. I've got to the final boss, and it took me around an hour to do so. But sometimes it might take you a little bit longer, sometimes you could get it done much quicker. It all depends on the stuff that you're getting throughout your run. And one of my favourite things about this game is the different elements and stuff you have. So with the ink gems, you might get some poison, you might get fire, you might get earth, which will provide shields and stuff. And on top of all of that, once you're done, say for an example, you take down difficulty 1, you can go through and do it all over again on difficulty 2. There are different difficulties in this game as well. So to answer the question, is it worth playing Realm of Ink? I'm going to say absolutely yes. This has been a fantastic experience so far. I plan to go back and get my revenge on that final boss. It took a long time to get to him. I got to him, got my arse handed to me. And that is my opinion on Realm of Ink. So what we are going to do is leave that video there. Let me know your thoughts and stuff about this game in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next one. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching.